M1 Garand asks, would any of the girls date a guy who is pro-gun and owns a firearm?
Sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Let's just go one by one here. Go ahead.
Yes.
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 Yes. I'm with one that owns it, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I bet they didn't see that one coming.
Would you all consider yourself to be conservative or right wing, and is that why you would date a guy who's
No.
No.
I
No.
just believe. I mean, we have guns.
Yeah.
I don't think the gun issue has to be on either side. I don't think you have to be a conservative to like be pro-gun.
Yeah. I
Not
agree.
saying what my political stance is. That's all I'm saying.
I have heard that there are definitely people who are on the left who are in favor of gun ownership and gun rights.
Yeah.
I have heard that, but I think amongst, for example, Democrats, if we kind of differentiate Democrats and people who are left-leaning, Democrats typically are not so much in favor of, I think.
Yeah, because I was
No.
just sort of wondering if you happen to be more left wing, if you find yourself attracted to someone who has all these stereotypically right wing characteristics like gun ownership or
It's
whatever.
a
I feel
difficult. No, go ahead.
I feel like I'm not typically attracted to someone who has right-wing like ideals, but I wouldn't mind a gun. Like that's not something that's gonna make me be like, no.
Okay.
I feel like these days you have to. I mean, if you have a family, you got to protect. I mean, you have to be responsible, very
Yeah.
responsible. But
I'm more
It's a hard
left-leaning. I
issue.
wouldn't consider myself a Democrat, but I usually am more attracted to more right-wing people, if anything.
What do you think that is?
Good question.
I don't know. I've never really thought about it. It's a good question.
We have time.
Oh, wonderful. Can I come back? Can I circle
Because
back?
I would have guessed that. I would guess
would have
that
guessed that?
most women, even if they say I'm liberal or I'm left wing, ultimately, especially if you're thinking for a guy more long term, but even in the short term, you're probably not attracted to some guy who's like wearing dresses or is super like makes you pay the check or is kind of like a soy boy. Beta
Soy
kind
boy.
of. Yeah.
I wouldn't say all of that.
I would say
I
that.
see. I could see where you are going with that, though, and why people who believe the same things as you would see that. It's just for me, since I said I am left-leaning, not fully a Democrat. I find myself, not fully agreeing with a lot of things that a lot of like full Democrats believe. Whereas I don't always believe things that full conservatives believe, but will find a middle ground easier than I will with the really, really democratical people. So
Just say you don't like soy boys. Just
Or maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe you do.
I mean, I really couldn't say that since like I've dated girls, so it's like that's like
And also, I feel like feminine men can be very attractive, like very attractive. And I think men that a lot of people who are younger,
Whoa,
like,
there.
the younger generation.
I was very upset by your
I know, he
statement.
was
I was upset
like-
by your statement.
Feminine men. No, I feel like a lot of the guys that girls nowadays find attractive are very feminine.
What do you mean by that?
Like, look at Harry Styles. I feel like he's a very feminine
Well, he has a
guy.
lot of status too.
But
so.
I still feel like I mean, personally, he doesn't do it for me. But I know a lot of girls who do like him. And
Harry
like,
Styles
Timothy
slides into your
Chalamet,
DMs.
Timothy
very feminine
Chalamet,
looking.
Yeah.
But just because they wear dresses doesn't make. What makes them feminine?
I feel like,
said the dress thing.
but
But
also
his
the
other
soy
features
boy.
are
But like
somewhat
Timothy
right.
Chalamet,
Yeah.
like
Features
he
are
seems very. He doesn't seem like super like gym rat masculine like
No.
big guy. No, they're very like skinny,
Slender.
scrawny, like slender men. Like I feel like
Feminine features.
yes, and they're very like soft. They come off soft, not like someone who's very strong and aggressive. And I feel like a lot of times women find that attractive.
I think younger women tend to find more feminine men a bit more attractive, but I think as women start to get older, they do start leaning more and more towards more masculine men.
Or it could just be like a generational thing.
That's true.
I think
Perhaps.
it could be just like the way that our generation is versus other generations. I
Or a
don't know.
Yeah.
regional thing too.
Yeah.
Well, I also think there's a component of social proof too, because if all the other women find him attractive, it's almost this if the other girls find him attractive, oh well, other women will find him attractive too. So really quick on the
Well, it's
women,
everything.
really quick on the women finding feminine men more attractive. And Michael, maybe you've heard of this. I've heard that women who take birth control tend to, and maybe it's something with how the hormones are changing them, tend to find men with more feminine characteristics attractive when they're on birth control.
I would believe that because I'm now convinced birth control just poison.
I think it changes your brain.
Oh, it
Totally.
does.
Totally.
It does.
You have you sort of experienced this, or this is stories you've heard from people?
No, I think a lot. I've been on multiple different types of birth control, and I feel like they've all affected me differently in different ways. And I feel like birth control shouldn't affect you and your like brain.
Because they tell you, they say, oh, this isn't going to affect anything about your body. It's like, well, I don't know, I'm taking a bunch of hormones constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, if I eat a cookie at lunch, it affects the way that I feel.
Yeah.
So I think pumping myself full of hormones will do that.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like the rare case where if anything, since having an IUD and never took birth control before having an IUD in the end of 2020, middle of 2020. Before that, if anything, I dated more women, more feminine men. And ever since then, I've dated more masculine men. And I also like,
Is
yeah,
it a
maybe.
hormonal
Yeah,
IUD?
it is. I don't know. I feel like I haven't seen. My boobs got bigger at first, but they went back down. That's like literally the only thing I noticed. Yeah, my titties. I went from like a solid like B cup to like a solid like full D right away. But then they went away. They deflated again. But
Do you think the reason that you started dating more masculine men once you got on birth control was just in your mind you had less of a fear of getting pregnant? So you said, okay, now I'm not going to date women or whatever.
damn, I never thought of that. Huh.
You're like a psychiatrist.
I consider
That
myself a
was
love doctor.
A good one.